The fan-favorite couple known as Swirla were recently back together after their latest round of turmoil. Coronation Street viewers are convinced they've worked out when Lisa Swain and Carla will finally say, "I do." Following the latest revelations about Betsy Swain's traumatic ordeal, fans were relieved to see the much-loved pairing, affectionately nicknamed Swirla, reunite after their most recent drama. It's fair to say the couple have endured a rocky journey ever since they first acted on their romantic feelings at the end of 2024. As regular viewers know, shortly after getting engaged, Lisa and Carla's future was thrown into chaos, once again with the shocking return of Becky Swain from the dead. Believed to have been killed while on duty, Lisa's ex-wife dramatically reappeared on Bet's 18th birthday. Determined to reclaim her family at any cost, Becky ultimately succeeded in driving a wedge between Lisa and Carla, plotting to flee abroad with Lisa and their daughter after persuading them to join her in starting a new life overseas. However, Carla joined forces with DC Kit Green to uncover the truth about Becky as well as the role played by Lisa and Kit's boss, Di Costello. Their plans were derailed when it emerged that Becky had kidnapped Carla and imprisoned her in a storage container. The unlikely partnership managed to intervene just in time, although Becky had already been involved in a terrifying car crash while heading to Hull to catch a ferry to Rotterdam. Thankfully, Lisa, Betsy, and Becky all survived the ordeal. Becky's future, however, took a dark turn. Despite being treated in an ambulance, Lisa placed her under arrest, and viewers later saw Becky sentenced to 12 years in prison for her crimes. Her exit paved the way for Lisa and Carla to reconnect. Although their reunion was initially tense, Carla eventually followed her heart, and the couple were thrilled to confirm they were officially back together. Now, fans believe they've cracked the code on when the pair will finally walk down the aisle. After producer Kate Brooks confirmed that wedding bells are set to ring for Lisa and Carla this spring, new spoilers for next week's episodes have offered a tantalizing clue. Betsy is seen looking unusually well-dressed for a visit to a police station, sparking speculation among viewers. In Monday's episode, February 16th, the drama opens with a visibly shaken Betsy being questioned by police after the discovery of a dead body. As the detective rewinds the tape, it's revealed the interview actually takes place in April. The episode cuts between the present day and the time of the murder, ending with the reveal of 5 possible victims. But who has been killed and who is responsible in Weatherfield? Coronation Street viewers work out Jodie Ramsay's sinister next step after Dad's storyline twist. Shoplat's sister has raised alarm bells over her bond with their father. Coronation Street fans believe they've uncovered Jodie Ramsay's troubling next move after fresh concerns were raised about her relationship with her father, Doug. Viewers of the ITV soap know that Shoplat has been forced to confront painful memories from her past following the sudden arrival of her younger sister, Jodie. Jod's identity was initially kept under wraps when she first appeared during Corrie's historic crossover episode with her Dale dubbed Corrie. In the aftermath of the devastating crash, Shona was taken to Houghton General alongside her husband David. And it was there that she unexpectedly came face to face with Jod. After following them back to Weatherfield General, Jod finally revealed who she was to a stunned Shona and a confused David. David later invited Jod to stay at number 8, but it soon became clear that she had her own agenda. Jod has begun driving a wedge between Shona and David, subtly manipulating her sister by exploiting their shared history. During Monday's episode, viewers saw Shona update David on her efforts to track down their dad, a search that had already been thrown off course by misleading information from both Jod and Doug's friend, Bernard. Suspicion grew when Jodie left the house looking unusually dressed up. Sensing something wasn't right, Shona decided to follow her to find out who she was meeting. Although her attempt was briefly interrupted by Dev Allahan, Shona eventually confronted Jod and demanded answers. Jod claimed she was heading out to see a mystery man called John, but Shona remained unconvinced. Her doubts were confirmed when she later arrived at a psychiatric hospital and discovered Jodie sitting at Doug's bedside. As Shona challenged her sister, Jod once again twisted the situation, telling her, "It all started when you left. Then, he completely broke down after Mom walked out." She added, "This is part of my old life. I didn't want to pull you back into it." Jod insisted she had struggled to care for Doug at home, claiming he suffers from angry outbursts. Doug himself appeared disorientated and reacted aggressively when he realized Shona was there. "You shouldn't be here. It's not right," he shouted. "Don't listen to her. She's a liar. Stay away from her." A nurse quickly intervened, leaving Shona racked with guilt as she apologized for abandoning Jod to cope alone. However, once Shona had left, the tone shifted dramatically. Alone with her father, Jod issued a chilling warning. "You know what happens when we fall out. It never ends well for you, does it?" She went on to suggest that reconnecting with Shona and becoming part of her family could be her happy ending, insisting she now has nothing to hide. Jod then delivered an even darker statement. "Don't you see, Dad? I don't need you anymore. I've got them. They're my family now, and I'm going to get everything I want." These unsettling scenes have left Corrie fans fearing that Jod may be planning to dispose of her father now that Shona knows about him, with some viewers even suspecting she could be linked to Doug's declining health. Coronation Street's Bernie admits her secret in early ITVX episode, but there's a twist. There's no way this isn't going to come out, is there? Coronation Street spoilers ahead from Monday's episode 9th of February, now available on ITVX and YouTube, but not yet broadcast on ITV1. Bernie Winter Allahan finally comes clean about her recent reckless night out in Coronation Street, but she doesn't tell the full story. While she admits to taking drugs, she keeps quiet about her encounter with newcomer Mal Rohr. The big question is whether her husband Dev will eventually uncover the truth. Bernie first crossed paths with Mal at the Chariot Square Hotel several weeks ago while she was grieving Billy Mayhew's death. The two quickly bonded, spent the evening drinking together, and later went up to Mal's hotel room where drugs were involved. Although they shared a kiss, Bernie made it clear she was married and left shortly afterwards. The following day, she was stunned to discover that Mal, an electrician, would be working at Roy Crariper's flat for the foreseeable future. In tonight's episode, Ryan Connor spots Mal in the cafe, recognizing him from the night he saw him with Bernie at the hotel. While clearly suspicious, Ryan agrees to keep quiet and not say anything to Deb or Gemma. Later on, Bernie admits to Gemma that she hadn't been completely honest about what happened that night, insisting that nothing happened. She does confess that Mal kissed her. When Mal suddenly interrupts their conversation, Bernie awkwardly explains to Gemma that he's the man she got wrecked with. Horrified, Gemma urges her mom to tell Dev the truth. "Well, there's no way this isn't going to come out," Gemma warns. "If nothing happened, you need to tell Dev. And quickly." Meanwhile, Dev surprises Bernie with a bunch of flowers to thank her for everything she's been doing. Clearly uncomfortable, Bernie struggles to accept his kindness and admits, "I've messed it all up again." Clears throat, she goes on to explain, "The day after the funeral, I went out on my own. I got hold of some pills. I think they were MDMA. They were so strong that staff found me passed out in the club toilets and called an ambulance." Although Bernie still doesn't mention Mal, Dev is devastated by her confession. He reminds her of how close Asha came to dying from an overdose and criticizes Bernie for casually taking drugs and falling back into destructive habits. "You do what you want," Dev snaps. "Live your life. I'm sorry I ever tried to help." Before angrily walking away. But what will Dev do when he discovers the full truth about Bernie and Mal? Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m.